So anyway, we got a few packages on the porch today. Let's see what's in them. How do we unpack this? Probably like so. Oh yeah, Tandy 1000 EX, huh? How about that? How about that, y'all? Oh, it's got the overlay dealy bobs. Yeah. So, what do you think, y'all? It's not in bad shape. Could use some cleanup. Supposedly it works. So, let's see. Is it you push down, slide back? Yeah. Huh. No expansion cards. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So, it's supposed to work and everything. So I ordered some other things for this, but they haven't even bothered to ship them yet to my knowledge. So when that happens, we will definitely get into this. I ordered some boot discs from a guy that has them on eBay, and last I checked, he hadn't even shipped the order. Now let's see how he types. Oh, that's neat. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting to know this machine a little better and be able to talk a little more intelligently about it. Let's get the rest of the packages open. The other thing I got here is related to the Tandy 1000 EX. Yeah, got me a Gotek. For the Tandy 1000 EX. So the boot discs are disappointing that I didn't get them about the same time as the computer, but look at this. This one's already modified. It doesn't cost that much to buy the parts and mod it yourself, but look at all the work you have to put in. You have to cut the hole in the case. You have to try to bevel the edges. I've done a couple. I know what I'm talking about. I tell you, I like it. It looks pretty nice. Let's see how well it matches the Tandy 1000 for the color anyway. So here's our Tandy 1000 EX. And color-wise, are we even close? Yeah, not bad. Not bad. So what we would need to hook this up, I ordered a little converter board similar to what I put in the Model 4P. See, because these things here connect with an edge connector on the floppy. So, I mean, I'm not that familiar with the machine that I can just say, okay, well, all I got to do is this, this, and this. But I figured I could replace this. I bought an adapter, as a matter of fact, for this bay. I bought the 5 1/4 to 3 1/2 inch adapter. The problem is it's a black adapter. So we're gonna have a black adapter with this beige Gotek. I ordered a 3-in-1 card. To my understanding, these things come with 256K of RAM. Processor, I think, runs at around 7 megahertz, whereas the IBMs run at 4.77, I believe it is. Going back to the 3-in-1 card, so it has a memory. It upgrades the memory to 640K. It provides RS-232 serial port, and as if that wasn't enough, it also adds a CF card reader. So right there you go, man. So basically, I could use the Gotek temporarily, install my software, right? Then I could disconnect the Gotek and put the floppy back in, or connect the floppy back up, and then I would have the authentic experience of the machine, right? So far, all I've managed to do with it is plug it in and hook it up to the monitor and verify that it does indeed power on and it does display a picture. It asks for boot discs. I ordered some boot discs, but they are delayed. That's okay though, I had another plan anyway. If we look at here, this is our floppy disk drive, our 5 1/4 inch floppy disk drive here, right? Now, there are 2 screws in here that we're going to probably have to remove in order to remove the case, separate the case here to where we can get to everything. Our plan is I'm going to put a Gotek in this thing. So I have a pre-modified Gotek. I went ahead and bought one that was already modified. I have a 64 gigabyte, which is way overkill for this, but That's just what happened to be affordable when I went to buy it. So I got a 64 gigabyte flash drive. What I did was I went into OpenSUSE Linux, and I used gparted to format it to make sure that it got formatted as FAT32. As I recall, that is an important step to making a Gotek work, because you got to get the flash drive formatted as FAT32, not exFAT. And then, let's see, I have a power connector for the Gotek, and I also have an edge connector. I have an adapter, a 5 1/4 inch adapter for the 3.5 inch Gotek. Unfortunately, I was only able to get the adapter in black, but you know, the machine has a little black badge on it. So if we were to mount the Gotek in the black surround, I don't think it would look too bad, as shown. First thing we need to do is take it apart. Let's go ahead and start with these two screws right here, because I'm looking at them. So it's important to remember when you're doing this kind of the length of the screws as they come out, because you don't want to put a long screw someplace where the case is shallow, like up here in the front. You wouldn't want to do that, so we'll pay attention to that. Probably going to turn it right side up again over here, and we'll see. Yeah, see here, this is ready to just lift off. This here was broken already, so I could have thought to try to get the screw out, but this whole shaft was turning. I never would have gotten it. Nice. So it's a little dusty inside, not bad. The machine was pretty dirty, and it cleaned up real well with a little glass cleaner and some baking soda. I was quite pleased. Maybe I'll clean this up a little bit before we button her up. I don't see why I wouldn't. I would like to check the voltage. Now I know that this pin right here on the Gotek next to the floppy connector is the 5 volt pin, and it says right on the board behind it plus 5 volts, right? So what we basically need to do is to verify, and the way it will go is you see this lock piece right here. That's going to go against the plastic part down here, because that makes it lock into place. So of course our red wire here would be the 5 volts, assuming it was going to be the right voltage. So this particular machine here looks like the red wire on it is going to be where the red wire is here. I said all that to say this. I'm going to test the voltage right quickly to make certain that we only have 5 volts coming out there. Okay, fan is returning, so we should have voltage. We'll pop these off here. Let's see. Alright, so then got one here, and the 2 in the middle should be ground. And we get 4.9 volts on the voltmeter. Yeah, 4.9 volts, which is just fine. And we will check the purpley wire. I would think that'll be 12 volts. And it comes up at 11.7 volts. Okay. That's a little lower than I really wanted to see, but it's not terrible. It would probably work. So away we go. Well, allegedly. Let's get this unplugged. That was dangerous. Pawing around in there with it plugged in. Not so much dangerous to me, although you do have AC voltage here that could have been harmful. It's more dangerous to the machine that I might short something out inadvertently. Alright, so we'll get this guy off of here. And I should be able to lift this out, I would think. Yeah, comes right out. Let's scoot this over this way. It makes more room to work here. So, to do this part of the operation, we want to take the screws out here. Let's make note of how this mounts in here. So, the light and the little handle are at the bottom of the C channel, which of course would be the top of the computer when it's turned over properly. Those 3 little screws come out of there. And take our TAC floppy disk drive out of there. So we have our little adapter board here. If you watched anything I did on my Model 4, I got a similar adapter for the Model 4. So the Gotek is marked for pin 1, and this board here is marked as well. Pin 1 being over here. And so we can assemble that. It's so easy to be off by one row, one column of pins. So, I found it's very good to double check, triple check your work as you go here. That's where that needs to be. So because we're going directly on the Gotek, whereas in the Model 4 I wanted to connect a cable. So what I had to do with the Model 4 was I desoldered, actually cut this whole connector off and then desoldered the pins, and then I put straight headers on so I could plug in a cable. So if we're going to use the mounts, it's got to go in this part this way, and then that lines up. Alright, so that's going to go like so, and without all the banging around. Let's say Gotek right side up like. We're all done here. And it lines up with the bottom nicely, so I would imagine the top will be the same. Maybe before we put that back, maybe clean up a little bit here. So we'll pop all these out. Okay, pin 1's there. And if you look on this connector, it actually has numbers on the connector itself. The blue stripe, well, I guess it's blue. This blue stripe here is where pin 1 should go. So pin 1 is over here on past the little gap over here on our connector. This one doesn't seem to have the separator, though it may. At any rate, it's going to end up in the opposite place where we need it. So we'll have to bend it like this. And hopefully it'll still be long enough to do the job. Alternatively, we could No, the other way. Alright, so that leaves the stripe over here by pin 1. Yeah. So we put that together and put it back together this way, and that's not so bad. Okay, now that we're all freshly practiced up, we can put the screws in. I think before we, oh man, I gotta do that again. I think I can get that in there with it in place. I should have put this on, but I didn't. Alright, let's stand her up on end here. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, there it is. Alright, so that's in place. And put this back down. Make this connection. Alright, so I guess before we put it all back together, maybe we ought to try it. Alright, so let's stand this up here. Maybe we can see. I'll turn the switch on. Oh yeah, look at that. MS-DOS disk. The only reason I gotta remove this is just so I can read. Alright, let's have a look here. Okay, so it's in the S1 position. If we take it over here to the S0, then that's probably our whole problem. It's over here on S0. Okay. So let's hook them up. Double check that we're doing it right. Get the stripe there. Get one over here. Yep. Okay, so that's going to go there. That's going to go there. We're going to plug it in. Did that last time too. Alright, so that will go there. This will go here. And then we go back to the screen capture, which by doing just this. Okay, now we turn this on. Okay, here we go. Memory size 256. Now we have a light going on in Gotek. So that's a good thing. It's doing the memory test. Non-system disk. So let me switch that to, this is our MS-DOS disk. Okay. So I'm press enter. Oh, here we go. Nice. Enter the new date, 1-15-2022. And it accepted it. The time oh dude, look at that. It works. Directory. Yeah, okay. Let's try directory wide. There we go. What if we type basic A? Oh, look at there. Look at there, will you? Okay. So it's very similar in functionality to the 3.3 version that I had on the portable. Let's try system. And we're back to the prompt. Let's just see what some of these other ones are. Alright, directory. Oh, so this is DeskMate. That's what this is. I don't really know how to use it, but let's try it. Desk. Okay. Look at that. Our calendar. Look at all that, will ya? Calculator, a notepad. Alright, well let's turn it off and we'll get it mounted up. Very good. We fixed. That was an easy fix, just a jumper setting. I was afraid that was going to be way more involved than that. Oh, here she goes. Time. Basic. What a sweet rig, huh? Wow. Let's see, backspace. That is freaking neat. I wanted one of these for some time, but now I've got it. It's really, really awesome. I'm very grateful. At any rate, let us write a basic program. Well, all right, y'all. I think that's going to do it for this episode. I want to thank you for watching. And like the screen says, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Until the next one, y'all take care.